It is finally time for some Buffalo Bills football here, taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Two rookie quarterbacks making their debut. Lamar Jackson is going to be starting for the Baltimore Ravens, and of course, Josh Allen starting for your Buffalo Bills. Live from Baltimore, Maryland. It's some Week 1 football action as the NFL season is finally underway. The crowd here in Baltimore, very excited to see their young first-round pick, Lamar Jackson. As you've seen the Ravens getting ready to run out of the tunnel, there are your Buffalo Bills. A lot of question marks on the offensive side. Is Josh Allen the future? Well, we're about to find out. He could be. This could be a very telling game for both of these young quarterbacks' careers as the veteran Terrell Suggs runs out of the tunnel. You know, it's going to be interesting, and starting off with the ball is going to be out of Louisville, the 32nd overall pick, Lamar Jackson, the first-round pick of the Baltimore Ravens. We'll see how he does. First play is going to be a play-action pass, and we're going to see how Lamar can do throwing the ball. He finds Michael Crabtree over the middle, and a missed tackle ends up in a 30-yard gain on Lamar Jackson's first career NFL pass. Michael Crabtree with the big gain right there. Now 3rd and 4 later in the drive. Lamar Jackson in the shotgun. He's back to pass again. Rolling out a little bit. He steps up in the pocket and couldn't find anyone downfield. He just dumps it off to Javorius Allen, and Allen can't get past the first down. But, of course, Justin Tucker would knock it through the uprights for the Ravens as they go up 3-0. Now here comes our first-round pick, Josh Allen. We'll see how he can do. 2nd and 9 here. His first pass after a LaShawn McCoy run went for 1 yard, and he's just going to have to take off. That's something that's pretty underrated about Josh Allen's game. He's got some nice legs under him. He's not Lamar Jackson, but he can move. 3rd and 9 now, and there's his first actual completion. He had a completion for 1 yard, but they're calling it incomplete. He was looking for the veteran Dez Bryant right there. It sure looked to me like he caught it, stood up, and then it was knocked out. And it should have been a fumble out of bounds, but we'll see if they do some sort of review here. Here's your replay. You see he catches it, rolls, gets up, and then Jimmy Smith knocks it out of his hands. And they're calling that not a catch. Interesting call there, and no review from the booth. So the Bills have to punt, and it's back to the Ravens. Alex Collins doing some work. The former Seahawk never made much of himself there, but has turned to a really nice running back for the Baltimore Ravens as he gets 4 yards right there. 2nd and 6 now. Jackson's back to pass, and he's going to go on a little crossing route, and he is absolutely lit up right there, his receiver. Big hit right there. But the very next play, he's going to find John Brown, and he's got a lot of space on the outside. Brown, and no one is going to catch him. Poyer did his best to catch up, but one missed tackle right there. Just a perfect call against that coverage. It was a cover 2. They had the corner called, and a missed tackle by the over-the-top safety, and that was all she wrote. Baltimore goes up 7-0 here. I lied about the field goal earlier. I'm sorry about that, but we're seeing LaShawn McCoy doing some work. His first decent run of the game. 3 rushes for 9 yards so far in this one. 2nd and 2 now. Chris Ivory, the backup, he's going to do what he does best and power ahead for 5 yards. He is our power back this year, so you're going to be seeing quite a bit of him in this season for sure. Josh Allen's back to pass now on 1st and 10. On the out route, going to find Dez Bryant for his first actual completion. He had one completion that went for no yards, and there's one that goes for 10. So 2nd and inches now. Allen's back to pass again on the right side. Another little out route to Dez Bryant, and he's going to try to stiff arm to get some extra yards. Allen 3 for 4 for 20 yards here about halfway through the first quarter. 2nd and 8 now. Allen's back to pass, and he's going to go deep into double coverage. Charles Clay goes up and gets it. What a catch by Charles Clay. Josh Allen just put it out there and trusted Charles Clay to go get that one, and he sure did. What a play by the tight end right there, going up and getting it over 2 people. He had Eric Weddle on his back, and I believe it was Jimmy Smith underneath. I'm not 100% sure who that is coming underneath, but you see Eric Weddle on the back right there. Absolutely incredible catch. 40 yards on that touchdown, tying up the game 7-7. So back to Lamar Jackson now. 1st and 10 for this Ravens offense. Jackson's back to pass. He's going to fire on the slant route. That's Crabtree. Jackson's 5 for 5 for 121 yards and a touchdown so far in this first quarter. Definitely a great start to his career. 3rd and 2 now. Jackson's going to hand this one off to Javorius Allen. He spins inside, cuts back inside, jukes out Kyle Williams. He's still on his feet, jukes out What is going on? What a run, Javorius Allen. I couldn't call out who he was juking out. It just all happened too fast. He juked out about half the Bills defense. That might be the best run I've ever seen in a Madden game. It didn't end in a touchdown, but a huge gain. Sets him up with a 2nd and 6 now on the 35-yard line. And going up the middle is Dixon, and he's going to get the first down right there. 2 carries, 11 yards for Dixon so far. Ball now down to the 28, 1st and 10. Play action pass, Jackson back to pass. He is pressured, and it's intercepted by Tanner Vallejo. He was dropping back to cover that post route. Jackson was rolling to his left and throws on the run back across his body to the right. Pretty much a cardinal sin for a quarterback, and Tanner Vallejo takes advantage of that. And then on the next drive, you're going to see Shady McCoy getting his best run of the game. He's got 6 carries, 38 yards after that one. Now here's Chris Ivory, not quite as shifty as McCoy, but he just goes straight up the middle for a big gain right there. 26 yards on that one for Chris Ivory. But now it's 3rd and 19 for Josh Allen in this offense. Drive sort of stalling. Nowhere really to go. He's just going to dump it on the left side for Kelvin Benjamin, and just really couldn't do much right there. Josh Allen is having a good start, though. 5 of 7 for 66 yards and a touchdown. But the Bills would have to punt. So back to Lamar Jackson here. We're in the 2nd quarter now. Jackson throwing on the run, just lobbing it up there. An absolute gift to Vontae Davis, the veteran. Going to pick that one off. His first interception of the season. Jackson's 2nd of the game. And that is not a good showing right there by Lamar Jackson. That's 2 picks now we've seen. Both of them pretty bad throws by Jackson. So back to Josh Allen in this Bills offense. And they're being given to LaShawn McCoy, who's got some space up the middle. He's going to pick up 5 yards, 43 yards on the day for LaShawn McCoy. It's 1st and 10. Allen under center in the strong formation. Back to pass. And he's going to roll to his right a little bit. Fire back across to the left. Finds Dez Bryant coming open on the left side of the field. And that's a big gain. Allen closing in on 100 yards so far in this first half. 30-yard gain right there for Dez Bryant. And now here's a play-action pass. Allen back to pass again. Just going to dump it off to Pat DeMarco. And he's going to scamper ahead for the first down as Allen gets to 100 yards. Now a 1st and 10 on the 28-yard line. The Bills are driving. DeMarco, his first catch of the season. 3rd and 3 in the split-back shotgun is Josh Allen. And he's going to fire on the right side, and he finds Dez Bryant. But Dez couldn't hold on. Great coverage by Jimmy Smith as the Bills have to settle for a field goal from Steven Hauschka. 10-7 your score. Back to Lamar Jackson now on a 3rd and 6. And just an inaccurate throw. It was a little low for Michael Crabtree, was his intended target. And that's going to end up giving the ball back to the Bills here. 2 minutes to go in this first half. Josh Allen trying to make plays. He steps up in the pocket, finds Charles Clay on the little in route. Now a 3rd and 10 as the Bills continue to go no huddle, trying to get down the field here. And just going to dump it short to Corey Coleman, see if he could run for it, and they could not. Ravens take their first time out of the half. Back to Lamar Jackson, and running to his right. He's going to find Hayden Hurst on the right sideline. That's one thing with Lamar Jackson is you really got to be worried about the run so much that if he starts to run, you come up, and you'll see it right here, kind of freezes Robinson right there, and then he lobs it over him for Michael Crabtree. That is one thing that makes Lamar Jackson so dangerous. He is such a dangerous runner that it really opens up his pass game as well. Now 1st and 10. Speaking of Lamar Jackson running, he's going to take off here, outrunning Terrell Edmonds, and then a shoestring tackle leads to a fumble, but it goes out of bounds, so a 15-yard gain right there for Lamar Jackson. Now on the 1-yard line, 3rd and goal, 30 seconds to go. Jackson back to pass. He's just going to find a wide open Michael Crabtree just standing in the end zone as Lamar Jackson's going to get his 2nd touchdown pass of the game. We'll see what Josh Allen and the Bills can do. Still 2 timeouts, 30 seconds to go. Allen going to fire on the right side. Corey Coleman with the spin move makes a guy missing. He's rushing up down the sideline. Little stop juke doesn't really work too well, but he's down to the 42-yard line with 21 seconds to go, and the Bills will call for a timeout. Now here on the ensuing play, 1st and 10. Allen's back to pass, standing in the pocket to the last second. Finds Kelvin Benjamin, and for whatever reason, Eric Weddle just stops as Kelvin Benjamin walks his way in the end zone. So a crazy 2-play drive right there by the Bills. 2 huge completions, and that has Buffalo up on Baltimore 17-14 at the half. definitely some things to like in that first half from Josh Allen. I thought he was pretty good overall, 194 passing yards. The run game had some good carries as well. Would like to see that get going a little bit more. As we check in with the halftime show, just some around the league action for you. As you see, the New England Patriots up 21-14 on the Houston Texans. That one's late in the first half. Deshaun Watson and Tom Brady both looking very good in that one. Good duel going out there in Massachusetts. And then we move over to Minnesota, where the Niners are visiting the Vikings, in a bad start to the season for Jimmy Garoppolo. 6 of 14, 85 yards and a pick. Kirk Cousins looking good with more touchdowns than incompletions, 13 of 15, 110, and 3 touchdowns. And then finally, let's take a look in the Meadowlands. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars looking very good as well, up 14-7. Blake Bortles doing work, 9 of 12 for a $119 and a touchdown. And not a lot from the New York Giants. Nothing from Saquon, it seems like, as Jonathan Stewart seemed to be getting the most of the carries. But we're going to get back to our game here in Baltimore. It's a good one so far, 17-14 in this battle of first-round rookie quarterbacks. We'll see who can end up coming out on top. Josh Allen's played more mistake-free. Lamar Jackson arguably has had more big plays. So here we go. 1st and 10 from the 38 after a good kick return. It's Shady McCoy on the left side trying to make a guy miss. Can't make him miss, but it picks up 11 yards, 9 carries for 52 yards now for LaShawn McCoy. Now a 3rd and 5, play-action pass. Allen firing over the middle, throws it behind Zay Jones, who is one of my favorite players on this Bills team. I think he has a bright future in this league, and he made a great catch right there on a somewhat inaccurate pass. 2nd and 11 now after a run went nowhere. Screen pass to Zay Jones. He's got a blocker. Corey Coleman gets the block on Eric Weddle, and all Zay Jones has to do is outrun one guy, and he does that with ease. 38-yard touchdown puts the Bills up 2 scores in the driver's seat right there, as you saw Zay Jones. 24-14 now your score, 6:52 left in the 3rd quarter. Back to Lamar Jackson, this offense. He's stepping up in the pocket, finding Willie Snead, who is absolutely lit up by Tre'Davious White, but somehow holds on to it. Great catch by Willie Snead, as Baltimore is now over 300 yards of total offense, but that drive would end up in a field goal as they couldn't capitalize on the big play right there. So 24-17 your score. 1st and 10 now as LaShawn McCoy is going to get another nice run right here. Powering ahead, still on his feet as he rumbles ahead. He's got 74 yards now. He could be closing in on a 100-yard day, averaging 6.7 yards a carry. As we go back to LaShawn McCoy once again, and he refuses to go down as he's up to 90 yards, down to the 5-yard line are the Buffalo Bills. Eric Weddle's quietly got 6 tackles. Now on 2nd and 1. It's going to be a little stretch play to LaShawn McCoy. He turns on the afterburners and just outruns the defensive end right there. Nothing doing for the Ravens defense right there. Just could not stop LaShawn McCoy from getting to the outside as he gets his first rushing touchdown of the season. And Buffalo goes back out on top, 31-17. Lamar Jackson's been good so far this game, 12 of 15, 227 yards, 2 touchdowns, but 3 of his incompletions have been interceptions. We'll see if he can clean it up here as this game starts to wind down. He's back to pass once again, over the middle, gonna find Brown just sitting in between the zone. That's a big gain right there. Up to the 46-yard line is Brown with that 21-yard reception. His 2nd catch of the game, and he's already over 100 yards after he had that big touchdown earlier in the game. 3rd and 4 now, play action pass. Lamar Jackson on the right side, gonna find Michael Crabtree, who's probably been his favorite receiver this game, as I believe that's his 4th catch of the game. Big play right there, gets the 1st down. Now 2nd and 3, Lamar Jackson play action pass, firing on the left side for Crabtree again, and then he makes Vontae Davis miss. Crabtree has been a favorite for Lamar Jackson in this game, like I've said. As we now head into the 4th quarter, the Buffalo Bills are out on top, 31-17, but the Ravens are driving. We'll see if Lamar Jackson can make some magic happen like he did so often in college. Now later here in the 4th quarter, 9:20 to go. It's going to be a 1st down here on 3rd and inches for Dixon. He gets down to the 1-yard line. It's crucial that the Ravens can get into the end zone right here. 2nd and goal, and Lamar Jackson's going to fire on the slant route is Brown for his 2nd touchdown of the game. And that's going to cut this one to just 7 points. The Bills have been looking good thus far in the 2nd half and really since the 1st quarter, but just like that, it's a 1-possession game as we're going to run the toss play to LaShawn McCoy. He's got a lot of space on the right side, tries to hurdle Eric Weddle, but he hugs him right before that happens as LaShawn McCoy is over 120 yards now after that 27-yard run. 122 to be exact on, I believe it's 14 carries. 13 or 14 carries, something like that. Anyways, it sets up this 1st and 10, play action pass, just going to dump it off to Pat DeMarco, and he tries to hurdle Jimmy Smith. I don't know why he tried to do that, and he flies through the air like a helicopter. It was honestly quite acrobatic, but luckily he didn't fumble. Very dangerous right here, as you see Josh Allen making a nice play, rolling to his left, and finds a crossing Des Bryant deep downfield, down inside the 5-yard line to the 2, as Josh Allen's now over 300 yards passing in his debut. 1st and goal, back to pass on the slant route. Kelvin Benjamin catches his 2nd of the game from Josh Allen, who throws his 4th touchdown of his debut. He's now over 300 yards and has 4 touchdowns. Very impressive debut from Josh Allen. And we go back to Lamar Jackson, the Louisville product, not to be outdone by the Wyoming product, Josh Allen, as Michael Crabtree's now got 7 catches for 113 yards and a touchdown on this game. But it sets up this 4th and 1, and for whatever reason, Javorius Allen is making too many moves in the backfield, and he is taken down as the Bills will take over on downs. You see Josh Allen's stat line today. Very impressive, 19-26 for 304. 4 touchdowns and no picks. But the Bills couldn't do much with that turnover on downs. It just ends in a Stephen Hauschka field goal. So the Ravens are still within 2 scores. Sorry, I can't do math. That makes it 3 scores. It was 14, and that makes it 17. So 41-24 as the Ravens are going for it here on 4th down from their own 25. And a 4th and 7 completion right there to Brown, who's having himself a big day. Brown and Crabtree both having very big days, as Lamar Jackson with the clutch pass right there. 1st and 10, 5 minutes to go in this one. Ravens needed to go quick. They're down 3 scores. Jackson is going to find Willie Snead, the 4th, for another big game right there, as Lamar Jackson, outside of those 2 picks, has played pretty well. 336, 3 touchdowns. 4th and 7 now. He's back to pass, firing over the middle, and it is intercepted. That was very similar to the pick that Tanner Vallejo had, as Robinson's going to get that pick, his 1st of the season. And that is not what you'd like to see as a Ravens fan. You've seen a lot of good stuff out of Lamar Jackson in this game, but also a lot of bad. Now here is Cadet, the 3rd-string running back, getting one of his few carries in this game, and he fumbles it. A couple plays after that interception, C.J. Mosley comes up with the fumble recovery. That is just not what you'd like to see, and you know he is going to be getting a talking to from the coaches on the sideline. So that sets up Lamar Jackson with good field position here now on the 17-yard line, 1st and 10, running for his life, shrugs off a sack, but can't shrug off the second one, as Trent Murphy's going to get his 1st sack of the season. And that sets the Ravens back to the 30-yard line, 2nd and 23. They turn it into a 4th and 8 now from the 15. Jackson looking in the end zone, nowhere really to go. He's going to run and then just fire into the end zone, inadvertent. No one was open, and that was picked off by Micah Hyde, the strong safety, and he's just going to take it in the end zone. That is Jackson's 4th pick of the game, and the Bills would run out the clock from there. Your Buffalo Bills are victorious in this one with a final score of 41-24. Josh Allen, your player of the game, 304 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Very impressive debut from the rookie. He is your player of the game, and I do have news that he actually went on to win Offensive Player of the Week for the AFC here in Week 1. 41-24. Your score. A lot of stuff to be excited for if you're a Bills fan. The offense looked very good. Not many mistakes outside of the Cadet fumble. The defense, I thought, had some work to do. There was definitely a lot of missed tackles, a lot of yardage given up. As they see, they averaged 7.2 yards per play. But you can't complain. They got 4 takeaways. They got the job done there. Lamar Jackson is going to have to clean up some of these interceptions. Some of those were pretty bad. We'll see if he can manage to do that. Now, quickly, we're just going to go through the stat line for you. LaShawn McCoy, 19 carries, 130 yards, and a touchdown. He was very impressive. Obviously, we've already talked about Josh Allen and how he did. Des Bryant was the leading receiver for your Bills. 5 catches, 80 yards. Didn't have a touchdown. Kelvin Benjamin had 3 catches for 52 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. And Charles Clay and Zay Jones each had a touchdown. On the defensive side, Tremaine Edmonds comes up big with 13 tackles. And then, obviously, all the interceptions. Vontae Davis had an interception. Robinson had an interception. Vallejo. And I don't remember. Micah Hyde was the 4th one. So 4 interceptions by this defense. Definitely something to be encouraged by. Definitely something you really like to see. Hauschka was perfect, 2 of 2, and Brad Wing was very good punting as well. Average of 51.7. So definitely what you like to see. On the Ravens side of things, there's definitely some stuff you don't want to see. Again, we talked about Lamar Jackson. He was very good for a lot of this game and very bad for some of it as well. He ended up 25 of 39. He did throw those 4 picks. Again, feel free to pause if you want to see any of the specific stats. I'm just kind of going to go through these quick. Javorius Allen had that big run, but outside that, the running game wasn't too much. Crabtree with a huge day, 8 catches, 128, and a touchdown. And then Brown, 4 catches, 126, and 2 touchdowns. So great days from those receivers. Eric Weddle led them in tackles with 10. And finally, we're going to wrap up this week. We got some upgrades here to do to some of our players with some of the experience they got from that game. Tight end Nick O'Leary has a skill point, and he's going to get that put into vertical threat. And we'll see what that upgrades here with this new system, as that puts him up to a 76 overall. As you see what he gets upgraded: catching traffic, catching deep route, medium route, and short route. I really like the new progression system in Madden 19. It makes it so you can't just save it all up and dump it into one thing. It's a little bit more random, and I like that. Keenan Robinson, he had a pick this game. He's going to get an XP point put into run stopping, as that is what we like to see out of our linebackers. And finally, there'll be one more for a backup offensive lineman. But next week, the Bills are 1-0, and next week is the home opener against the Los Angeles Chargers. Can Josh Allen and the Bills improve to 2-0, or will Phillip Rivers come in and hand the Bills their first loss of the season? Tune in for that. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you did enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time.